Shakeups at the Trump campaign. It looks like Paul Manafort is out as all this sturm and drang around whether he was funneling Russian or Ukrainian money into a lobbying firm in the United States, and whether he's was taking cash payments and blah, 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 blah. I think it just all, whether it's smoke or fire or both, it just all reached the point where, you know, when your campaign manager is the story, you change your campaign manager. So Donald Trump has hired a new person. And, you know, Hillary Clinton is continuing her campaign and moving forward. We don't see much coverage of it because she's mostly talking about issues, and the press doesn't like issues. They like personality. So if Trump does his strongman routine, oh, yeah, he's, you know, or if he makes a change, or if he fires somebody, or if he hires somebody, it gets so covered. But, you know, hey, the fact that, you know, this is why the media doesn't cover this stuff. The fact that Republicans took over Congress in 2010 and blocked a veterans job bill. They blocked Wall Street reform. They blocked immigration reform. They blocked political ad disclosure. They did that twice. Nancy Pelosi sent the bill to the Senate twice. They blocked Small Business Jobs Act twice. They blocked extending unemployment, which is still blocked, by the way. They blocked the Affordable Care Act. Well, they tried. Actually, they didn't block it. They voted, you know, 50 some odd times to repeal it, 33 times, you know, as of 2 years ago, I think. The Recovery and Reinvestment Act, they tried to block it. There was Nancy Pelosi wanted to have a tax on companies shipping their jobs overseas. The Republicans blocked that. They blocked health care for 9/11 first responders. They blocked benefits for homeless veterans. They blocked an anti-rape amendment. They blocked the Fair Pay Act of 2009. They blocked oil spill liability. They blocked the DREAM Act. They blocked the Jobs Bill. I would bet you that the average American who watches corporate television in America has no idea about any of those things that I just laid out, or maybe one or two of them. Also, you know, you get all this, yeah, we're number one, we're number one. I mean, Trump is talking about making America great again, but, you know, he's still, hey, you know, this is cool, we're a great country. We are number one in a whole bunch of metrics that we really need to do something about, and a lot of these metrics are the consequence of Republican rule. And just to give you an example, for example, Omaha, Nebraska. This story is from KNTV.com, which is an Omaha station. It's an AP story, Associated Press story. With its miles of suburban-style neighborhoods, Omaha is a model of comfortable mid-American living. But there's an exception. The city has 300 miles of streets pitted with potholes big enough to swallow an SUV. They point out that for years, people have been complaining about this. And the city officials say, you know, we don't want to raise taxes. We got all these Republican voters. They don't want their taxes raised to pay for this. And the developers put in crappy streets when they built these suburbs. So it's not our problem. It's not our fault. It should be, you know, the homeowners. And the homeowners are going, and so what the city is doing now is they're tearing the streets up and turning them back into dirt roads. But residents say the dirt roads are unworthy of an affluent, growing metropolis with a vibrant economy. Mayor Gene Stothert has suspended the dirt road construction. This is ripping out pavement, but has offered no plan to fix all the bad streets. Right. Well, so this is what Republican rule gets you. We're number one in the world in incarceration rate. This is from the economycollapseblog.com, by the way. It's a great list that they put together over there, titled something to the effect of America is number one. Number one in incarceration rate in the world. Largest total prison population in the entire globe. Number one in obese people, number one in divorce, highest divorce rate in the world by a wide margin. We're tied with the UK for the most hours of television watched per person every week. We have the highest rate of illegal drug use in the entire planet. This, I believe, is the consequence of, you know, a 100-year-long so-called war on drugs. Really since Nixon, you know, a 60-year-long war on drugs. We have more car thefts here than anywhere else in the world, an indication of inequality and poverty in the United States. We have more reported rapes than anywhere else in the world. Now, the key word there might be reported. So, you know, we have more reported murders every year than anywhere else in the world. We have more total crimes than anywhere else in the world. We are a big country, though. We have more police officers than anywhere else in the world. But we're a third of the population of India or China. We have more police. The United States spends more on health care as a percentage of GDP than any other nation on the face of the earth because we've got a bunch of insurance executives and corporations that are aggressively trying to rip us off. And now they're trying to punish the Obama administration for not letting them merge. And it's going to be interesting to see in this face-off, these companies where they said, okay, we want to merge and become monopolies, basically, these giant monopolies. And our government, the Obama administration, is saying, no, you can't. And so now they're saying, well, then we're going to pull out of Obamacare and just totally screw your legacy. And it's going to be interesting to see who wins this. But these guys are playing hardball now. They're playing serious hardball. We have more people on pharmaceutical drugs than any other country in the planet. We have more women taking antidepressants than any other country in the world. We have more student loan debt than any other country in the world. We create 89% of the world's pornography. We have the largest trade deficit in the world every year. Between December 2000 and December 2010, the United States ran a total trade deficit of $6.1 trillion. That's mind-boggling. Because that means $6.1 trillion that we owe the rest of the world because we bought their stuff. But we don't necessarily owe them. I mean, as a trade deficit, it means that we bought their stuff, we sent them our money. So now they've got, they being, China, Germany, companies, individuals, and countries all over the world. Now they're sitting on dollars. Well, where do you spend dollars? Here. So what do? They come here and they buy American companies. They buy American property. They buy buildings. They buy housing. We've got a housing bubble now, particularly on the West Coast, because of just boatloads of Asian money slopping into the United States to buy real estate because it's a safe investment. Well, how'd they get that money? Our trade policies. It's incredible. We spend 7 times more on our military than any other country in the planet. Our military spending is greater than that of China, Russia, Japan, India, and all of NATO combined. We really need this? We have more military bases than any other country in the world. We have the most complex tax system in the entire world. It's like, really? We're number one. Here's another example of this. Over at DU, Liberal in LA posted a couple of articles, actually, kind of an amalgam of 2 different articles. Whirlpool Care Counts is a program that the Whirlpool company, they make washing machines put together, where they've apparently donated some washing machines or maybe are loaning some washing machines to schools. Right? And why would you put a washing machine in a school? Because there's so many homeless kids. When they put the washing machines in the schools, attendance went up 90%. 90%. The results were astounding. Over 90% of participating students increased their attendance that year. At-risk students attended almost 2 more weeks of school, and each student got approximately 50 loads of laundry done at school. This year, Whirlpool will expand the program to 20 more schools and 5 more districts. This is, people can't do their damn laundry because of poverty in the United States? While you've got, health insurance executives taking tens of millions of dollars?
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
Our priorities are so mixed up. And of course, none of this makes it through the corporate news filter.